Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the iNascar series here at Watkins, Glen. Right now, we currently have qualifying underway here at the Glen. Tonight, we'll be turning left and right, seeing how these Gen 7 cars do here at the Glen. We'll be ready to rock and roll here on this Thursday night. Of course, the real life boys gonna try it out this Sunday. Should be some great racing. But we got cars on track right now trying to put down their best times. Right now, we can take a look at the 114 of Brandon Fetterplace, and we'll see where he can line on up in the timing and scoring. We'll have that pop up here in 1 second on the left-hand side of your screen, and we'll see where times these drivers are doing so far. Brandon with the best lap time of 1:12:09, so I have to see if anyone can crack into the 111s, maybe even the 110s. That's a tall order, though, as we look at the 114 on his second time lap here. He's got one in the bank, so he knows he can really push it if he needs to, but there could be some tire fall off already, folks, even one lap in on these road courses, so these drivers will have to keep that in mind. And I'm sure they've already been practicing here, trying to see what is the optimal strategy here for qualifying. But these cars, I gotta admit, folks, are fun on a road course. These things with the sequential gearbox and the independent front rear end, they definitely do handle nicely on these road courses. As we see the provisional pole sitter as they run right now, complete his second lap, and does improve it by another half second, folks. So he goes to the 1:11:58, and that's going to be a tough time to beat. Right now, we look at the 27 machine of Stephen Ford here. I believe he's coming to complete his first time lap. We'll see where he can go on the timing scoring right there. The 31 machine jumps up to P number 2. The 27 machine of Stephen Ford, who we're looking at, slots in at P number 9, a 1:14:65. We'll see if he can do better as he gets a little bit loose on those rumble strips. Hits that wall and makes heavy contact, folks. Bring out the backup car for the 27 machine, and this lap time will not count. As we look at the 38 machine of Zach Miller, he found himself in a couple sticky situations there at Richmond last week, but hoping to bounce back here right now at the bottom of the time and scoring. We'll see if he can improve on that lap for lap number 2. I bet that first lap, folks, making sure he hit all his marks, you know, keep that car on track and hopefully bring it back in one piece, and that he'll do just that as he comes off the final corner for his final lap time. We'll jump over to the 6th machine of Dan Hughes. He is on, I believe, his first time lap here, so we'll see where the 6th car can go here as he makes his way through the final corner. As he heads down to the start-finish line, the 6th machine will go P10 on his first lap, so he puts in a 1:14:32. We'll see if he can improve that for this second lap here. And the playoffs are right around the corner, folks, so these drivers keeping that in the back of their mind, as after this they only have Daytona left, and then their playoffs will begin just like the real life Cup series. So these drivers know how important it is to get some decent finishes, especially Daytona is such a wild card that, you know, you can't predict too much going into that race. So, you know, this is the last main attempt for some solid points and maybe even a race win if they're looking at that. Right now, the playoff looking like the 29 machine leading the way of Sean Jensick. We saw him win last week, so some going off, continuing that points lead probably as we see the 6th car complete his second lap time and will improve it and get back into the top 10 with a 1:13.32. So still the 1:14 out there in front, leading this field with the best time. We'll go to the 33 machine of Corey Stahl, and we'll see how he can do in the 33. Second place is the 15 machine of Clark France in the playoffs. Third is the 14 of Jeffrey Brogdon. He's also out there making his first time lap. Vernon Broadbeck in fourth, and then Scott Thomas rounds out the top 5 in points. The people we want to keep our eye on the playoff bubble are the likes of Dan Hughes, who we're just looking at in the 6 machine, Ryan Dent in the 11, Zach Miller, who we took a look at as well in the 38, and then maybe Jeff Vickery could maybe get in there, but it would be a tall order. But if any of those guys do get a win, you know, that could put them on in. So all these drivers keeping that in mind here tonight at the Glen. And Corey Stahl, lap number 1, jumps all the way to P9. That pushes Dan Hughes out of the top 10. So the 33 machine looking pretty sporty on lap 1. We'll see if he can improve even more and try and get in that top 5. As we see the 33 machine head down to one of the toughest corners, the good old bus stop. This thing you have to be so precise because you have to carry a lot of speed through it if you want a good lap time. But any sort of mistake, too much brake on entry, too much curb, anything like that will set you off the track and at least disallow your qualifying, if not even worse, turn the car around, ended up in the gravel or in the wall. So a lot of these drivers have to juggle, even in qualifying, with all the turns here around Watkins Glen. As we see Corey Stahl come out of the final corner, head to the start-finish line for his final lap time. As Corey Stahl jumps into the top 5, he goes to P number 4, folks. So he'll start in the second row when this race kicks on off. And folks, that will do it for qualifying here at the end. Brandon Fetterplace takes tonight's pole at Watkins Glen. Jeff Brogdon in the 14 machine will start second. Third goes to Adolf Castillo. And then fourth is Corey Stahl, and rounding out the top 5, Travis Bennett. But we'll go through tonight's starting order here in 1 second. As we'll get tonight's starting order here. As we'll go through the iNascar series starting order here at Watkins Glen, presented by PRA. So up first, we've got Brandon Fetterplace starting on pole position. Jeff Broadbent in the 14 in second. Third goes to Adolf Castillo in the 31. Fourth goes to Corey Stahl in the 33, rounding out the top 5. Travis Bennett in the 01. Sixth goes to Joey Stats in the 1. Vince Burns in the 55 will start 7th. 8th will be Paul Henley in the 22. 9th goes to Clark France in the 15, and rounding out the top 10 will be Philip Neese. 11th is Dan Hughes. 12th, Ryan Dent. 13th goes to Dylan Schultz. 14th is Stephen Ford. 15th, Brandon Parsons. 16th goes to Jeff Vickery. 17th is Matt Allen. 18th, Nick Foley. 19th, Benjamin Bryant. 20th is Zach Miller. 21st, Cody Schultz. 22nd, Shane Ledoux. 23rd, Dan Jensen. 24th, Seth Aller. 25th, Richard Mills. 26th, Nick Wing. And rounding out the field tonight, Vernon Broadbeck in the 10 machine. As we will get this off the screen. and get ready to go. Green flag racing, folks. We got the pace car in. We'll wait for the flag man to wave the green flag. He's waving it. We're on the loud pedal, and we've got Rex in the back already. One car around. It looks like the 51 machine of Shane Ledoux facing the wrong way here early. So we will have to see what happened as we'll take a look at the replay. Not the best camera here, so we'll take a look again and see what happened as the 51 machine, all sorts of out of shape, 16 nowhere to go, but they keep it going as we jump back live, and it looks like a problem for the 16 machine. He's into pits, but up front we've got Brandon Fetterplay still leading the way after a crazy start here at Watkins Glen. And it looks like, folks, we got the stages tonight, like always, here for the iNascar series. So stage number 1 will take place at lap number 11. Stage 2 will take place at lap 22. And then they're racing to the end of 45. And so that means, folks, if you have an incident, you go off track, you wreck or anything like that, no caution flag, only a caution in that area of the track. So these drivers have to keep that in mind to keep the mistakes to a minimum. But Jeff Broadbent here in that 14 Marlboro machine, staying right on the back bumper of our leader. And Castillo in the 31 machine right there as well. Almost hits the 14 going into 1, but they keep it all clean and green. This is a battle for the race lead on our hands. As the 31 machine gets a run through the S's, he will be to the inside. The question is, if I'm the 14, I'm backing out a little bit early. No, it's not. It's definitely a little too early to go side by side into the bus stop in this point of the race, and that is exactly what happens. Jeff Brogdon jumps out of the throttle there, lets the 31 go, but that 31 now reeling in the race leader. He is a man on a mission here early in this race. You gotta wonder, though, how these tires are gonna hold up underneath that DoorDash 31 machine. And it looks like a few off tracks from some drivers, but everyone's still keeping it facing the right direction, and no big incidents so far from my end. One driver on the move fairly early here is Clark France in that 15 machine. He is up 3 positions, trying to get that 15 machine up into the top 5 as he's currently running 6, but a little bit of gap to that one car in front of him of Joey Stats. Of course, the biggest mover of the race so far is the Mike's Harder number 10 machine of Vernon Broadbeck. He is up 10 positions from starting shotgun on this field, and it looks like we may have had an incident with Benjamin Bryant. We'll take a look here as we see the 83 machine diving it down into turn 1, has the 99 to his inside, so maybe some sort of contact. We will have to wait and see here as they head through turn number 1. 83 machine up on the rumble strips, and yeah, it just gets out of shape up there, bouncing, loses traction for a split second, and makes pretty hard contact to that inside safer barrier. And now it looks like, problem for the 27 machine of Nick Ford. We watched him in qualifying, and that left rear definitely broke on that machine. So he's probably going to try and limp that thing down to pit road, as these drivers do, folks, have one faster there. So what that means is they do have an opportunity, if they wreck their race car, to come down pit road, get it fully repaired, and have another go at it. But the key to using it is they got to get down to pit road, as right as I click away, we have the 10 car going around. Vernon was the biggest mover, now lost a few positions there, gets that thing right in the right direction, but those tires got to be hot, as we'll take a look at the replay of the 10 machine heading into turn number 1. We're kind of about to see it live, and we'll take another look at it, as I think he just gets some wheel hop, folks. Getting into one a little bit too hot, and yep, you just see that rear end just step on out, and that was enough to kick it on sideways. The 5 machine there just squeaking on by of Richard Mills, but Vernon does a good job not spinning that thing out fully, and now trying to get back to some of those positions he lost. As we have our first pitter here early, the 45 machine of Seth Aller is down very early here on lap number 5. So maybe a little bit of strategy trying to break this first stage right in half. These drivers should have 6 tires over the wall here tonight, so they definitely will have more than enough sets if they do want to come down that often. As up front, we're looking back, and it's still Brandon Fetterplace has led every lap so far here in the early stages, but now Jeff Brogdon back up to P number 2, the 31, back to P number 3, Joey Stats up to 4th, and Travis Bennett back into 5th. Folks, while we get deep into this race, we'll look at the track map here. We'll see our favorite drivers where they are out on track. Of course, whatever car we're looking at will be highlighted green around their numbers. So we'll keep an eye at the track map to see where cars are at. Right now, looking at the front runners as they run. Too quickly, guys, but I want to say Joey Stats is catching these leaders, and he's doing it pretty quickly, especially this lap. He has definitely shaved off about 2/10 already, as Jeff Brogdon all over the back bumper now of the 114 machine. Like I was saying before, folks, you got to wonder, are these tires starting to go? And it's weird, road courses, you'd think the front tires would start to go early. No, it's the rear tires that really start to light on up and get really hot a lot faster than these front ends with these high-powered, heavy race cars, especially getting thrown around in these 7 corners we have tonight at Watkins Glen. As the 14 machine looks to make a big dive on the race leader. He looks to the inside, gets his nose there, so they'll be side by side in the S's. Brandon says no way, he's going to just chop the nose off, and they go back to single file as they go through the S's. The 31 machine trying to take advantage of this as well. So these guys ready to throw down as, yeah, Joey Stats has caught the back bumper of this pack. The back bumper of the 31 machine is the 14 almost made a late move there. He thought about it for a second, but thought better of it. As Jeff Brogdon all over the rear mirror of the 14 of Brandon Fetterplace. He's got to be sweating now. If I'm Brandon, unless if I really need some stage points, you know, I might let him go, because no point in having him push you over the limit, make you have a big mistake, and really give up a lot of time, or even worse, you know, damage your race car in the fact. Man, we got a ride on board for the PRA on board on the 14 machine. As that, oh, he gets big time sideways, loses a spot, maybe 2 because of it. As a little bit further back, we'll look at the 38 machine of Zach Miller, and I think he had a little bit of an incident going into the bus stop. We'll take a look and see what happened. As, oh man, just got a little bit of help from the 10 machine of Vernon Broadbeck, but that sends Zach Miller out of sorts, up high, but they keep it on going here. As now Castillo in the 31 machine will try and work over our race leader. Maybe we'll jump on board with him for the PRA onboard shot from the 31 machine here as he's running in second, trying to run down our race leader. As we see the move being made there, folks, the 31 gets a little bit of a run. He dives it down into the corner. So now we'll go outside and see what it looks like as the 114 able to get the run through the corner and thus clears himself from our race leader. So it seems like it's going to be a tall order unless Brandon makes a big mistake. He's going to be tough to pass as the 14 machine gets a run. This should be interesting, folks, as neither of them really back out through the bus stop. They're hopping through the grass on the curbs. And Jeff Brogdon has to really back out of it and lose a good amount of time there as he had to cut the bus stop to avoid collisions. So that's why the bus stop is so tough here tonight, folks. It's not impossible, but it takes a very tall order to get two cars through there side by side. As Brandon will have to hold off this charging field for another 2 laps. You know, you say, oh, that's not too bad, but that is a tall order as the 14 and the 01 machine down pit road right before it closes. We'll have to see if the leader hit the start-finish line before they got to pit road or if they were in the good, because pit road does close with 2 laps to the stage caution. Or at least for one. It might be just one for the road courses. As we see the field, the leaders head through the bus stop here. Right now, Castillo a little far back to make any moves. Brandon in his zone right now and knows he just has to put together 1.5 more laps for stage 1 to be over. As we go a little bit further back, we'll look at a battle out on track. So we got Dylan Schultz in that 97 Sharpie machine trying to be chased down by Ryan Dent in the William Byron 24 or the 11 on the time and scoring. So we'll see if he can get him because he's about a half a second definitely within striking distance. He just has to get through these next corners pretty good as he locks him up a little bit, trying to get that car woed on down in time. As up front, the gap's close to about 3/10 between each of these cars up front, so we might have to keep an eye on this, folks, as Joey Stats runs really wide. He's in the throttle early, trying to build up as much of a run as he can. And it kind of works, folks. He is within a car length of the back bumper of the 31 machine. As that will do it for stage number 1 here for the iNascar series at Watkins Glen. So Brandon Fetterplace picks up the stage win. Castillo in the 31 machine brings it home in second. Joey Stats in the 1/3. Clark France in the 15 will bring it home fourth, and rounding out the top 5, Paul Henley in the 22 machine. So we'll go up to the front of this field and maybe we'll catch a word with Brandon Fetterplace right after our commercial break and the pit stops that will ensue here. So we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is the iNascar series at Watkins Glen, presented by Turn 3 Racing Network. As we come back to Watkins Glen, folks, we got the pit stops underway. Now, not everyone is coming down pit road. Some drivers chose a little bit of strategy and pitted during that stage. So we'll have to see how that works out. But right now, most of the field down pit road up until about 19th or so with the 55 machine. As we see left sides going up on most of these cars. We'll now wait for the right sides to go on up. And a little bit of strategy, folks. Maybe no tires, maybe just one side versus another. But the 15 machine of Clark, France wins the race off of pit road. Philip Nice in second. Vince Burns will only be in fourth with how they sit. Brandon Fetterplace rounds out the top five as they run. So we'll have to see how this works out for these drivers. But we'll try and get a word with the stage one winner of Brandon Fetterplace. Hey Brandon, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet here in the booth.
Just let me know when you get Waver on. I'll throw
Yeah, how's it going?
Alrighty, man. How is your car tonight? You won stage one, but had a little bit of pressure on your back bumper there from the 14 and the 31 machine.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just getting the jitters out right now, making sure I hit my marks, make sure that I race smooth and clean, and you know the pressure doesn't bother me. We'll just hopefully they don't run me over.
Yep, that will be the case. So now you on this restart, you know, starting with some cars in front of you. Does that change the game plan a little bit from having all that clean air in stage number one?
Nah, not really. I mean, we still got 32 laps. So I mean, it's still a long race. I just need to manage my car, not burn my stuff up, and hopefully I'll be around for the end.
Alrighty, man. Well, it seems like that 114 has a lot of speed in it. You qualified on pole, won stage number one. So hopefully we'll be talking to you once again here at the end of the night. But Brandon, I gotta ask, you know, these Gen 7 cars look pretty fun. Are they fun out here at Watkins Glen? It seems like you guys are having a blast out there on track.
Man, they are a blast. I mean, these things are crazy. They're going, you know, they hook up, they slide a little bit sideways. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, Brandon, once again, congrats on stage one win, and hopefully we'll be talking to you by the end of the race. Good luck with the rest of your race here.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Alrighty, folks, that was the 114 of Brandon Fetterplace, our stage one winner. As it looks like when this cycles on through, Vince Burns in the 55 machine will be leading us to green flag. As folks, we only have one more yellow in this race, so that would be the end of stage two here on lap 22. So we'll have to kind of hold our breath to see how this field makes their way on through. And with the shortest stage of green flag racing, everyone's going to be pushing hard to try and get some bonus points. The top 10 in each stage are eligible for a bonus point, so everyone trying to get to that point. As we get all the lineup sorted on out this time by, oh man, one car, it looks like one car off the track, and I think that's the 31 machine, guys. Our guy that was running third, second out here tonight, Castillo, in the 31 machine, Looks like he has some sort of technical difficulty, and that thing just keeps on turning left and just does not turn. So probably some sort of steering wheel issue or something on his end, but that is a tough break as the 31 machine was running so good as he limps that thing to pit road, and will have to use a fast repair there. So that is a heartbreak for that 31 machine. But up front, we're getting them double filed on up, and we're going green next time by in about 2 miles or so. We'll have to see how the 55 machine of Vince Burns does. He'll be leading us to the restart zone. He will have the clean air, and he'll have the preferred line down into turn number 1. But you got to wonder how these new tires are for these guys, like the 114 of Fetter Place. As everyone's getting everything sorted on out, we are 2 corners away from going back to green flag racing action. Right now, the biggest mover of the race is still Vernon Broadbeck in that Mike's Harder number 10 machine. He's all the way up to P number 11, just outside the top 10. So you know he's going to be trying to get into this top 10 before this stage is on over. As we'll now wait for the iRacing Porsche safety car to head down pit road, and then wait for the 55 machine to jump on the loud pedal and bring us back to racing action here at Watkins Glen. As the lights are out, we are green flag racing here at Watkins Glen. Vince Burns gets a good restart, will clear himself into 1. The question is who goes side by side. As a little bit further back we take a look and see the race in action as they come into the S's here. As right now Vince Burns still leading the way. Clark France thought about making a late move, thought better of it, but Brandon Fetterplace around the outside will pick up P number 3. Now Philip Neese under fire from the 1 of Joey Stats here. It looks like trouble for the 6 of Dan Hughes. Went off track and getting that thing going in the right direction right about now. As we see the 1 car dive down to the inside, they almost make contact on turn number 6 there, coming off the corner. But now down the front stretch, the 038 will probably get passes up front. Clark France trying to see if he can get a run on our race leader. Won't quite do it as the 55 sends it in there deep. That will hurt his corner off as they'll go side by side into the S's here. Vince Burns smartly backs on out of it, knows it's too early to make a move like that and try and go side by side at this point of the race, as now Brandon Fetterplace will get on around him. So Clark does not have tires, at least has fuel in that thing. Maybe has only one side, but for sure not 4. So Brandon Fetterplace, as long as he hits his marks, he should be able to chase down the 15 of Clark France. But here comes the 1 of Joey Stats from nowhere. I think Brandon had a little bit of an issue there through that corner, and that held him up big time as Joey pushing hard, now up into 2nd. Looks like we have a little bit of problems for the 71 machine of Nick Foley. We'll take a look and see what happened to him as he approaches the bus stop here. Looks like a little bit too much rear brake on entry. Got a little bit too much curb, and that thing will just send you right around and makes some pretty heavy contact with that wall there, folks. So I think that 71 machine will see pit side here before we know it. Also a little bit of an incident for Richard Mills in the 5 car. Same with the 31 of Castillo. And now Brandon Parsons also went off track there as well in the 00 buckshot machine. But up front, Clark France under fire from the 1 here. This is the battle for the race lead. Clark will get a good run down the front stretch here. Joey will have to wait a couple more corners to try and get a run and mount his attack here for the race lead. As Joey is closing the gap here, this will be the time to make a move. But it's the tricky bus stop. They'll have to go in as Joey sends it in there deep and gets sideways because of it. Gets too much of the curb and he spins out in front of the leaders. Somehow both leaders make it on by without contact. But now Joey's got to get this thing moving in the right direction. He's losing a lot of positions. He goes from first to about 13th, maybe even lower, now down to 14th. Once he finally gets that thing rolling and up to speed. So folks, that's what I mean. It just takes one little thing to push you a little too hard, and then you go from leading this race all the way in the midfield like that. So that is just how much edge these drivers are on here at Watkins Glen. We look a little bit further back here around the mid-pack. Some hard-fought battles being had. One we're looking at here is Jeff Bryden with Dylan Schultz. Dylan now had to wait to get on the throttle, try to drive it in there deep, and that affects the corner exit. That allows Castillo in the 31 machine to get on by. And now there's Joey Stats after that spin, trying to get as many positions as he can before this stage is over. But up front, we still got Clark France leading the way over Brandon Fetterplace. He is back and trying to pick up another stage win here at Watkins Glen. He was able to get it done in stage number 1, but will have to try and do it this lap as they are on lap 22. As it looks like the 114 may get a run here. He does have a run, but not enough. He's going to single file on out here as they head to the bus stop. They will make it all through, but better place sends it into the inside of turn number 5 and it makes it stick. So the 114 machine back out in front here. But the 15's not going to make it easy. Going to make him really drive it in there deep into 6 and now into 7. They'll try and make their way through to the end of this stage. So that would just about complete it whenever they decide to throw the yellow this lap. So these guys racing it on out. Down into the bus stop they go, a little bit further back, some side-by-side action. But they try and sort it on out. With a little bit of issue from Clark, he lost some pretty big time there through the bus stop, so not sure what happened to the 15 machine, but ever makes it on through. And yeah, Brandon Federplace still leading the way. Clark France in second. Paul Henley is in third right here in the 22 machine. He's made a good stage 2 for that 22 machine. Vince Burns with that strategy call, staying on out there and pinned during the stage, is working out. He's in fourth, but under heavy fire from Travis Bennett for fifth. We'll keep our camera on this battle here for fourth place. As Jeff Brogdon in the 14 machine, we saw him in stage number 1. Now he's battling his way back on up there with that pit stop, and I think he had a penalty because he still had to start at the back there on that last restart, but already back up into the 6th position here, so he's looking to get back up to the front and once again challenge the 114 who's leading this thing still. As we have Philip Neese think about sending it on the inside. He thinks better of it. They all make it through, but this may open up the door for the 31 machine. He got that fast repair, and that car still looking fast for that Jordan 31 machine. And also Joey Stats is right there as well. We saw him with that spin in the bus stop, trying to get back as many positions as possible. As we got some takers down pit road. One is Clark France in the 15 machine. Also another taker. We got Joey Stats in the 1. This stage is winding on down. Probably 2 laps to go to the end. As we see on board of our race leader, Brandon Federplace, has a very large lead now over second place of Paul Henley, as he puts the 83 machine of Benjamin Bryan another lap down here. As we look back to that battle, is one of the closest ones on track here. Is between the 55, 14, and 31. So we'll take a look and see how this unfolds for 4th, 5th, and 6th. as we see the battle continuing to unfold here. The 14 under heavy pressure, but he can't get around the 15 at the moment, so he's kind of stuck here as we see the 15 of Clark France with that pit stop right in front of him as well to maybe throw a wrench, as we see Jeff Brogdon really send it on in there. You see that rear end kind of wiggle on around as he gets that thing pointed, and he jumps on it and able to pull around the 55 machine. Now Castillo will try and do the same down the front stretch. As Castillo will take over 5th place, Burns will fall to 6th right now. As we are under caution for stage number 2, Brandon Fetter Place will pick up stage number 2. Travis Bennett in the 01 machine got around Paul Henley, will be 2nd in stage 2. Paul Henley 3rd in stage 2. Jeff Brogdon all the way back up into 4th, and Castillo in the 31 machine brings it home in 5th for stage 2. As these guys will catch the pace car here and most likely come in for some tires and some fuel for this final stage. So folks, we'll go to commercial. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the other side.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We are back here at Watkins Glen as the field makes their way off of pit road, and it looks like Travis Bennett might have won the race off of pit road in the 01 machine. So maybe another slow stop for the 114 machine of Brandon Fetter Place. it should be interesting, folks, to see how this shakes on out. But since he won stage number 2, we'll go back to talking to the man. That'll be the 114 of Brandon Fetterplace. As we get him dialed up right now. Hey Brandon, this is Brett the Jet in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. How's it going?
Oh man, pretty good, but I don't think as good as you in that car. You pick up the stage 2 win as well. Now you go back to back. So what's the plan here for this final stage?
Well, now I need to go all out. I need to hit my marks, be smooth, be fast, pass these cars as fast as I can. I had a little bit of damage I needed repaired, so that's why I was in there a little bit longer. So I think I let a couple people out in front of me. So I just need to pass them and get out in the lead.
Yeah, we saw the 14 make his way back on up there, so I'm sure you have that in your log as well to kind of keep an eye out on him. But Brandon, I gotta ask, do we have to pit in this final stage, or are you good till the end?
It's going to be tight. I'm going to try to save so I can make it. I think we have enough, but it'll be really close.
Alrighty, well, I always love some good fuel mileage, and if that's going to be the case, well, I'm excited to see about it. So, Brandon, once again, talking to you again, always a good sign, so best of luck to you in the stage. I see the lights are extinguished on the pace car there, so I'll let you get back into it and get ready for this final restart.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. Enjoy the show.
Alrighty, thank you. That was our Stage 2 winner, Brandon Fetterplace, in the 114 machine. We'll see if he can make it count and go for the overall race win. He will restart in the 5th position here, though, so he will have a little bit of work ahead of him. As we've got some big names up in front of him. Travis Bennett was very fast that last run. Jeff Brogdon makes his way all the way back up through this field. He'll start second. Paul Henley sneaking his way on up here in the 22. He's looking pretty good. Ryan Dent with a strategy call. He will restart 4th. And then our stage winner tonight, Brandon Fetterplace, will be 5th. So these drivers really got to make these marks count, folks, as there's no more yellows coming tonight. So if you make a mistake, you got to try and eliminate that gap you created just by your driving compared to the cars around you. So it's going to be a tall order. These guys are going to have to be perfect in every single corner as we have the iRacing pace car head down pit road. We'll wait for the 012 fire on off. He does so there, and we are back racing here at Watkins Glen as we see the field dive off into turn number 1. We'll keep an eye here on mid-pack, make sure everyone makes it through cleanly as we got a little bit of 3-wide action as they get single filed on out and head up through these S's. But up front, Travis Bennett shooting out a little bit over Jeff Brogdon in second. One car working on over. That's Joey Stats already making the move to Brandon Fetterplace. So Joey not wasting any time as one car goes around. That's a 22 of Paul Henley. We'll have to see if he got any help or anything like that, as we do get a yellow flag here. So we'll put it on out and try it again, but we'll have to see what happened as Henley already off. And so Henley did make some heavy contact with the 55 machine, so we will have to go back a little bit further. Here we go, folks. We'll take a look and see if Henley got any help or if maybe he just got a little bit too much curb as we take a look at the 22 machine. And yeah, that thing already sideways. Gets that curb, and that thing sends it on around. Got a little help from Joey, but that car was already lost. And then there's the heavy contact to the 55 machine of Vince Burns. So he is definitely down on pit road, repairing some damage. Also, Dylan Schultz, a little bit sideways there, keeps that thing in the right direction. Same with the 16. As though he does make contact and get some more cars involved. So there is some more damaged cars in this race, folks. As we are back under yellow flag here with 14 laps to go. And with a yellow flag, you know what that means, folks. We'll throw it to commercial and we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, back in the state of New York here at Watkins, Glen. We got the field under yellow in the final stage for the iNascar series presented by PRA. Also a little bit of a shout out here. If you're interested in some car community, especially in the PlayStation scene, be sure to check out PRA. They got an awesome community of over 190 members looking to expand, and I think expand into iRacing here, especially with this league. So be sure, if that interests you, looking for some buddies to maybe play some GTA or some car games online with, be sure to look into PRA, and they can get you hooked up with the right people. Also, if you're looking to increase that sim setup to the next level, be sure to check out RS Button Boxes as well as Butt Kicker if you really want to do it on up to that ultimate next level. We got these guys under yellow here still, and we'll maybe we can try and dial up some of these drivers that are out here tonight. Maybe we'll dial up the 22 machine of Paul Henley. He had that issue there, so maybe we can get a word with him and see what happened and see how that car is handling. Hey Paul, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I got you loud and clear.
Alrighty, man. So, I believe that last yellow was because of you. What kind of happened? It looks like you lost the back end in the bus stop there and then hit those curbs, and that's all she wrote.
That's it. Honestly, I was just cruising. You know, wasn't trying to push it, trying to just ride it out. I knew the guys behind me were fast, so I wasn't trying to do anything over aggressive. I knew I wasn't faster than the guys in front of me, so I was just on new tires, just taking it easy like I've done all race, and just seemed when I turned left at the end of that bus stop, it just wanted to keep going. I don't know why. I wasn't really on the gas or anything, so I guess it's a rookie move, and I feel bad for those that got affected by it. I hope I didn't ruin anybody's race. I'm sure I did, but
yeah,
racing, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough for you, Paul, but at least you didn't get too much damage from it, and it just puts to show how much these cars are on edge. So a little bit about that. It seems like a pretty fun car track combo out here tonight with this Gen 7 car.
Absolutely. This car is phenomenal on this track. It's got all the grip you need for the most part. I mean, I just proved it wrong, I guess, by losing it. But the tire fall off is hardly anything. You can pretty much run the same lap times the whole time. It goes where you want it to go, and it's just about, you know, being lucky and being in the right place at the right time. And I wish that didn't happen. I think I'd have had a top 10 finish there, but I'll see if I can stay here where I'm at now.
Yeah, I think you're just inside the top 10 or just outside of it.
Currently, I'm in 10th right now with my teammates, so hopefully I don't take those guys out and get a solid finish.
Yeah, Paul, I mean, you were definitely moving on up through this field, so I think you still got some more left in you in this 22 machine. But before we let you go and get back to racing action, I'll hand over the mic to you to thank who you want to thank for this 22 team quick.
Yeah, I'm on this awesome team with Jeff Vickery, Cody, Shane Ledoux, and Jeffrey Ford. I appreciate those guys bringing me on. This is my first race in over a year. I haven't even been on for more than 4 days because I haven't been racing, and I appreciate those guys. So thanks to PRA for the sponsorship. Thanks for letting these guys letting me race in this league, and maybe they won't kick me out after this. I'll be lucky.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff from you, Paul, in the 22 machine. Best of luck to you, and get ready to go racing here.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
Alrighty, folks, we are back racing here at Watkins, Glen. Up front, we got Jeff Brogdon and Travis Benton going side by side. Brogdon with a huge send somehow makes it stick, but now he's got to wait to get on the loud pedal. Travis Bennett will have the run going into the S's, but they go side by side. We haven't seen this all day. We're right on board with Joey Stats as they almost make contact. Bennett into the wall as well. This opens up the door for Joey. These guys are going at it. They know it's go time. It's now Brandon Fetterplace looking to make it 3 wide. These guys know it's time to go, and there's no holding back as Joey Stats through the grass, bouncing it around, and there are 3 wide as they head to turn number 5. Yeah, folks, if you thought the racing maybe will take a few laps to get underway, you were proven wrong just by there. These guys bumper to bumper. And Jeff Brogdon out there in front, loving what he's seen in the mirror. He's hoping these guys throw it around this hard around each other all night long so he can try and get away. But already seen some insane racing here early in this stage. As we see Joey Stats here trying to drive it into turn number 1, try and get to the back bumper of that 01 machine again. And so far everyone keeps it clean and green through this field, but up front we kind of got a 4-car breakaway at the moment. Then behind them we got Richard Mills in the 5 machine with an awesome rebound. He is up a whopping 20 positions as they run, tied with Vernon Broadbeck for the biggest mover. In 6 we got Corey Stahl in that 33 machine. That thing's looking pretty sporty here as well. Finding himself in the top 10 here. As, oh man, 1 car around. Not sure who. Oh, it was the 01 machine of Travis Bennett. He may have gotten some help. We'll take a look at the replay as Joey Stats and Travis Bennett going for the same real estate into turn number 6. And Travis Bennett somehow keeps that car straight. Holy smokes, talk about keeping your foot in it, driver. He keeps that thing pointed the right direction. If we get Travis Bennett in this broadcast booth after this race, I got to ask him if he's got some dirt experience, because that was a save and a half by that 01 machine. We got to take a look at it in a different angle because that was impressive. As you see Joey get a little bit tight, he locks him on up, and that thing drifts on up. And, I mean, look at that angle, and he drives on out of it, folks. That is impressive. And only loses the spot to Joey, he still finds himself in fourth, so his race is far from over. But up front, this is allowing Jeff Brogdon to get away from this field. He's now got a 2-second advantage over second place, who we're right on board with. It is Brandon Fetterplace. But he is under fire from the one machine. So if I'm Brandon and I know I'm not catching the 14, I'm almost gonna let Joey by and try and reel him down, and hopefully they slow each other up or whatnot, because these guys in second, third, fourth do not have time to be racing each other if they do want this race win. As Joey Stats is driving the wheels off of this one car, he just put it into the grass there, letting his car drift off wide because he's jumping in the throttle and he ain't getting out of it, folks. As Classic keeps going by this move right here, he jumps in the throttle, doesn't lift, just lets that thing drift on out where he needs to, and really lets that thing go wide in turn number 5 there. Joey Stats has a little bit of run on Brandon here going into turn number 1, but doesn't quite have enough of a nose. The 14 will hit his marks and be able to defend the position, but Travis Bennett also getting up in the mix as well. As that time by at the start finish line, we have 7 laps to go, folks. As Joey Stats now definitely has some position on the 114. They'll try and go into the bus stop side by side. Brandon thinks better of it. I agree with that call. We'll see if Joey can run down our race leader. As he's able to shave into it a little bit, but it will be a tall order if they can get it done in time. We'll throw on the track map so we can see all of our favorite drivers out there on track. Right now, currently looking at the one machine of Joey Stats. And yeah, folks, Joey definitely into the race lead. I mean, we'll look at our lap times there, but last time by Joey Stats with the best time of the whole field. He's at a 1:11.26, so he caught Jeff Brogdon by half a second on lap 39 there. So we're going to lap 45, so we'll keep an eye on this here and see how much more he can eat into that race lead. But Joey is definitely closing the gap here. We'll have to see next time by, see if it's going to be enough by the time they make it to the end. But if he keeps on closing at this rate, I think it will be a yes, folks. As this time by, we'll see the flag man with the open palm. 5 laps to go here, and the time's looking about the same. Joey Stats goes even faster, 1:11.0 that time by, and another half second wiped off the race lead. So Joey needs to keep this pace up, and he'll catch the 14 by the end of the race. A little bit further back, we got a battle going on. Travis Bennett all over the back bumper of Brandon Fetterplace. This is the battle for third and being on the podium to talk to me after the race. So far, sorting themselves out, as it looks like we've got a little bit of an incident Looks like Dan Jensen with an issue. Same with Benjamin Bryant. So we'll take a look and see what happened. First to the 17 of Dan Jensen. Looks like coming into the bus stop here. And doesn't get too much curb on the right-hander. But then that thing... Yeah, not sure what happened. Maybe something broke, but just brings it to a stop. And then, yeah, Benjamin Bryant also down pit road as well with some issues. So a long day gets longer for those drivers. But Joey Stats now within 0.6 of our race leader. Brandon Fetterplate's able to hold off Travis Bennett for the moment. Also a little bit further back, we're closing in on a 3-car battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th with the drivers of Paul Henley. We got to talk to him last year. Vernon Broadbeck, one of the biggest movers of the race, and then Ryan Dent in that 24 machine. This time by the race leaders, we'll see 3 laps to go here around Watkins Glen. And up front, Joey Stats now within 0.2 of a second to our race leader, Jeff Brogdon. Better remove that rearview mirror and not even look at it, because he cannot afford to make any mistakes with that one car hot on his heels here with 3 laps to go at Watkins Glen. As they make their way through turn number 5, Jeff able to pull away a little bit from the one, but the one gets such a big run from running that thing out wide. Especially into turn number 1, the one machine definitely makes up some time there. Whereas Jeff seems to be better kind of on the second half of these laps. As this time by these race leaders, we'll see popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go. And right around 5 miles left in this race. As Joey able to close the gap just a little bit compared to at the start-finish line. Gets another 10th, but if Joey's able to make a move, it'll probably be right at the exit of these S's. These cars are pretty drafty here, but this time by too far back, so Joey's going to have to keep that pressure on here for another lap and a half. And so far, no change in the top 5 since the last time we ran through that order. But this is about to be a good battle on our hands here, folks. As these guys gonna give it their all for these final 7 corners now, and looks like a problem for Philip Neese. As we'll see the white flag here, 1 lap to go for the iNascar series here at Watkins Glen. This is round number 17 of 32. And so far they make it clean. Joey not with the run he wants, and big time sideways, and oh man, second place Joey Stats will throw this on away. He has heavy front end damage, and I think that car is toast. He'll bring that thing pit side, so what an event. How does that unfold? Joey just trying to push that thing to the edge and paid the price for it. That is such a heartbreak to do that on the last lap. But Jeff Brogdon can sigh in relief. He has no pressure out the back. He's just got to hit his marks for these last couple corners, and he will bring that 14 machine down to victory lane. As the battle for second will try and happen, but I don't think Travis will be able to get there. And off the final corner, Jeff Brogdon in the 14 machine will get the job done and bring it to victory lane for round number 17. Brandon Fetterplace will bring it home in second. Travis Bennett will round out our podium finishers. Richard Mills, the biggest mover of the race, one spun off of two. Oh man, heavy contact. Ryan Dent hard into the wall. Clark France was the 15 machine. That was sideways. He'll lose a couple spots there, but bring it home in 8th. As I was saying, Richard Mills brings that 5 machine into 4th. A heck of a rebound for him today. He will be the biggest mover, up a whopping 21 positions, rounding out the top 5. Corey Stahl in that 33 machine. A solid day for him. But the man of the hour, Jeff Brogdon, able to get the job done and park it in victory lane. So we will wait till the 14 machine gets it to the front stretch, and we'll see if he has any burnouts to do for the fans at home tuning on in tonight. And then don't go anywhere, folks, because we will have our interviews with the top 3 right after this. So don't go anywhere. Be sure to stick around to see what these drivers had to say. As we will now wait for the 14 machine to burn it on down, which he does there. Big time burnout. He backs that thing in the fence. He don't care, because that road course car going to the crusher here. As he'll park it here. We'll go to commercial break. We'll be right back on the other side.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here at Watkins Glen. First, we'll dial up our 3rd place finisher. That would be Travis Bennett in the 01 machine. Hey Travis, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet here in the booth.
Brett the Jet, how's it going, bud?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself, Travis? You're able to come home in the 3rd position. How was this 01 machine? It seemed like you had some pretty good speed in her tonight.
Man, it was a blast. I tell you what, it's my first time in these cars, but man, that's really surprised me how well you can push these under the braking.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that. And speaking about pushing a little bit and braking, you and the 1 machine have a little bit of contact, but man, you somehow keep that thing straight.
I don't know how I saved it. I was just, I thought I was alone for the ride, and once I found out that I can straighten the wheel back up, I said, "We in it, boys, let's go."
Yeah, you're at least 30 degrees sideways, if not 45, and I don't know how you drove out of it. You just kept your foot in it. I gotta ask, you had any dirt experience in you, Travis?
Not at all. Just some real life kart racing, and I guess that could count towards it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think we need to get you in the dirt scene as soon as possible. But Travis, once again, a great night for you on the podium here. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you some more out here. With the playoffs right around the corner. You got any plans for those, or just kind of running as well as you can here?
We still iron out the details, but hopefully I get to see you guys real soon. I want to thank Juggernaut Energy and Strictly Business Gaming and PRA and Brandon Parsons.
Alrighty, awesome stuff, Travis. Yeah, I was gonna ask if you got anyone you need to shout out. Sounds like you already beat me to it, so you must have done this before at a different place, Travis. You sound pretty familiar with what you're doing.
Not at all. Don't let me fool you, man.
Alrighty, well, you do a great job faking it till you make it, I guess. So, once again, want to say big congratulations with the third place, especially with the competition we had here tonight. So, you have yourself a great one, and I hope we'll be talking to you again here sometime in the future.
Thanks, you too, man. Can't wait to see the broadcast.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. So that was our third place finisher, Travis Bennett. Now we'll boot up our second place finisher. That would be Brandon Fetterplace in the 114 machine. Brandon, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet here in the booth.
I sure do, man. How's it going?
Oh man, not too bad. So Brandon, you definitely had the best averages from all the stages, but sadly could only do the second place. How was this car this last run, and what'd you need maybe to try and chase down Jeff there?
Well, I knew the 14 and the 1 were fast. They've been fast all race. They just seem to be having bad luck back in the back of the pack. So I knew I needed a good restart, and I just didn't get it. Spent too much time fighting for position instead of, just passing, making clean passes, and getting up front. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's racing.
Yep, but still, Brandon, an awesome day for you. You come home in the runner-up finish, especially with this stout crowd tonight. Definitely nothing to laugh at. And on that last lap, you see the one car kind of fall into you very quickly. Were you expecting to see some smoke through those S's? I know visibility is very tough through that portion.
No, actually, that took me by surprise. That was kind of the reason why I let the 1 go. I knew he was fast, and I was hoping he would catch the 14. They would race one another, and then I would be able to catch him. But it looks like he lost it in the S's there. I don't know what happened, but I was surprised to see a car sitting there. So it kind of threw me off my game a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely was heartbreaking to see that one car of stats there with that run, have it come to an end on the white flag lap like that. Definitely heartbreaking. But Brandon, once again, congratulations on your runner-up finish. That is definitely awesome. And 2 stage wins to add in the book. So definitely racking up the points here tonight at Watkins Glen at the end of this regular season. But before we let you go, I'll hand over the mic to you and let you thank who you got to thank for this 114 team.
All right, well, I'd like to thank you for, broadcasting. You put on a good show, and, all my fellow competitors that were racing tonight, they raced clean, they raced hard. Some people had some bad luck, but that's how it goes. Thanks to my friends and family for watching your broadcast, and, I guess I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff, Brandon. You have yourself a great rest of the night, and I have a feeling we'll be talking to you some more here in the future.
Thank you, sir. I look forward to it.
Alrighty, folks, that was our second place finisher, Brandon Fetterplace. Now we'll dial up our race winner, that being the one machine of Jeff Brogdon. Jeff, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet here in the booth.
Yes, sir, I do.
Alrighty, man. Well, we're down here in Victory Lane. How was your car tonight? Kind of a little bit sleeper, I definitely saw the speed in the first stage, but second stage had to start at the back. We'll maybe start there. What happened there?
Yeah, the car was fast. It was just really hard to keep up with the guy in front of you closely in the dirty air, so I pulled into the pits trying to pit before the stage break and try to get some of that clean air, and I locked up and ended up speeding, so I went a lap down and had to take the lucky dog. And then in the second stage, it was just spent racing up through the field, try to get as far as as I could. And then at the second stage break, I had a really good pit stop that took me from 4th to 2nd, and yeah, it was all gravy from there. I
Wow.
was pretty scared of the one there was giving me a run at the end. He came back from a distance to catch me and went through the S's there and looked up in the rear view and he wasn't there. So I was relieved and kind of disappointed because that would have been a really good finish.
Yeah, Jeff, I was just about to ask. That was going to be my next question for you. Is you saw the one chasing you down, get to your back bumper, and definitely put the pressure on you. And I was going to ask, yeah, what was your thoughts kind of with that last lap? You definitely knew the battle was on, and to see him in that rearview mirror getting ever so small in those S's, that got, like you said, got to be a little bit of a relief, but also a little bit saddened by losing the competitor like that, especially on the last lap.
Yeah, those last like 5 laps or so, he was definitely faster than me. So it was gonna be interesting. I was just trying to make my car as wide as I could and hit all the apexes and try not to miss any corners. And he was matching me corner for corner there while still being faster. So when I looked back and saw that he wasn't there anymore, it was a relief and a disappointment. So
Yeah, that definitely was a battle on here. But Jeff, you did everything you needed to, and able to hold off the position and get to park it in victory lane tonight. So that's gotta mean a lot for you. And before we let you go, so this looks like this is win number 2 of the season. So looking ahead, playoffs right around the corner. What's the plan for the 14 team?
just try and get the best results I can. Probably try to win more stages just for the playoff points, and then if I can battle for a win later on, I will. But yeah, just try to climb the standings as much as I can to put myself in a good position for a deep playoff run.
Yep, and that's all you can ask for, especially with these rounds. You never know what you're going to get. So, Jeff, before we let you go and celebrate down in victory lane, I'm going to go hand the mic over to you and thank who you got to thank for this 14 crew here tonight.
All right, well, I want to thank Matt Allen, the league owner, for inviting and setting up and running a really good show. And all the competitors were, like, even though we're not very good at some tracks, we keep it respectful and clean for the most part. And then I want to thank our sponsors, Button Boxes and Butt Kicker. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, man. You have a good night.
Alrighty, folks, that was our race winner, Jeff Brogdon. I'm sure you missed a little bit what I had to say, but pretty much just telling him good night. I'm sure we'll be talking to him some more in the future as this season runs further into these playoffs. So, guys, I got to say, that was an action-packed race here at Watkins Glen. I definitely enjoyed myself, and man, that battle was shaping up to be a one for the record books with that battle between the 14 and the 1 on that last lap. But we'll run through tonight's finishing order here at Watkins Glen for round number 17. So Jeff Brogdon in the 14 machine picks up the win. Second goes to Brandon Fetterplace in the 114. Third goes to Travis Bennett in the 01. Fourth place will be tonight's biggest mover, Richard Mills in the 5 machine. Rounding out the top 5 will be Corey Stahl in the 33. Sixth goes to Paul Henley. Seventh is Vernon Broadbeck. Eighth is Clark France. 9 is Cody Schultz. 10th is Ryan Dent. 11th goes to Jeff Vickery. 12th, Vince Burns. 13th, Matt Allen. 14th, Philip Neese. 15th, Zach Miller. 16th, Nick Wing. 17th, Joey Stats in that heartbreak. 18th is Dylan Schultz. 19th goes to Brandon Parsons. 20th is Dan Jensen. 21st, Stephen Ford. 22nd is Mr. Castillo. 23rd is Benjamin Bryant. 24th, Seth Aller. 25th, Dan Hughes. 26th, Nick Foley. And rounding out the field tonight, the 51 of Shane Ledoux. So, guys, also we got to give a big shout-out to the iNascar series here for putting on a great show. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you did at home watching. Of course, we also got to thank the people that make it happen. Of course, all the admins here at this league, the racers, as well as the sponsors here. We got Prodigy Racing Association, or PRA. Like I said, folks, be sure to check them out if you want to get into that community. It is a great one, let me tell you. Also, you got to be sure to check out RS Button Boxes as well as Butt Kicker if you're trying to bring that sim setup to the next level. Of course, I have been Brett the Jet on Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check us on out for 6 nights of racing a week. Be sure to check out anything you could fancy. And there's a bunch of other cool guys up here in the booth talking about race cars and stuff. Who want to listen to that? So, everyone have a great rest of your night. I have been Brett the Jet in the booth. Take care. Be safe. And just remember, folks, I just flew by you. Have a good one.